No, you don't look well at all. Positively rotund. It is unseemly for an elf princess to cope with her frustrations by comfort eating. If you carry on like this, you won't fit into your wedding dress.
I don't have any intentions of marrying anytime soon.
Oh, darling, we've been through that already. Prince Lalilos is going to be arriving next week. He's charming and... Look, he sent us a picture of himself and his sister.
Which of the two is the sister?
The elf nobility, unfortunately, has not got any unshaven Neanderthals to offer. You'll just have to get used to that.
I don't have the slightest interest in that person.
You are at the heart of the elf kingdom, in the castle of your family where you belong. No one here should be sad, tired, or fat. I only want what's best for you, Ivor.
Did you see that? She's locked me in. Yes, only what's best for... Have you seen this prince? A vain river elf who's only interested in topping up his tan. I'm to spend hundreds of years in the company of someone I... And how? She will try anything and everything. Nothing's more important. When I was out there with the humans, it was the first time that I had the feeling I could determine my own destiny. Yes, it was dangerous. Doesn't that go with the territory? A life without risk, that is so... Oh, you don't understand. If I could, I would go right now. You want to stop me? Just like last time. I didn't want to tell Mother, but I've not been feeling too well lately, Cheap. I'd say the same thing, but we elves hardly ever get ill. Yeah, you've got a point there. I spent almost a year in the human world and they have some very strange ideas about personal hygiene. Well, I thought perhaps it's a curse. Oh, no, you won't. I'll take care of it myself. Mother would make a state occasion out of it. I don't know either, but I'm sure there's a medical book down in the library. No, rest is not what I need just now. I'll go down to the library and look up what's wrong with me, completely alone, just like a grown-up elf. I'm not going to be stopped, neither by locked doors nor by you. Cheap survived our past adventure. He told everyone for months how he defended me from all the evils of the world and then only just escaped with his tail feathers intact. My jewellery box serves as a podium for the Hey, Cheap. Most birds love a mirror because they believe they can... You just love them because you can't get enough of yourself. I would be a bit less unbearable if I wasn't incarcerated in here. See you later. Yes, of course I'll be a good girl and stay in my room. I had my birthday during the few weeks that we spent living together here in the Elf Burrow. That was a big deal for Wilbur. He couldn't understand that the significance of birthdays tends to fade after a few hundred years. He insisted on making me a present. He sat in the corner for days knitting me this hat with his little gnarled fingers. Wilbur didn't know that autumn would last for years to come and that elves don't feel the cold, but it was still the best birthday present I've ever had. Mother looked at the hat with so much revulsion that I didn't take it off for days. Wilbur just beamed with pride. The times when the others were here in the Elf Burrow, those were the best that I've ever had. The critter could never keep still when I was drawing him. He was always pulling faces and trying to make me laugh. Wilbur was so excited. He loves elves and our stories. He spent hours sitting with my father and listening to him talk about bygone ages. Complete idiot. A beautiful red flower. It was only put here a few days ago. Sometimes Mother orders a new plant that looks nice in my room, and then it's replaced and planted in the garden. I've been sleeping badly of late, and sometimes I feel tired all day. I've never been ill, but something isn't right. I hope I'll find the answer in the library. Fresh water from the spring brook, the little stream that rises here in the castle and provides for the... People come from far and wide to drink it. A delicate, sweet scent. It reminds me of a wood over in the west where I learnt to use a bow and arrow. Normally this bowl is full of fruit and nuts. Presumably Mother has decided I should be without such. A guard with a spear and shield, and like all elven figures, an envoy from the Far East gave me this musical box years ago. Wherever I go, I always have its tune in my head. Since Nate left without saying so much as a word, Mother sees. So far I've managed to frighten off every candidate. We have many exotic plants here in the palace. Apologies, I need a few of your seeds. I used to look into the woods for days on end, imagining. Now I know. And I think I miss it. It may not be befitting of a princess, but this isn't the first time that I've climbed into the garden via the... I'm just doing my morning exercises. I wasn't going to. Of course I could just ignore him and climb down into the garden. He would, however, make a beeline to Mother and tell on me, and who knows what the two of them would cook up for me next. Cheep, Cheep, would it be possible for you to stop admiring yourself? Don't say I never look after you. Cheep Cheep has eaten every... The plant would survive, I'm sure. okay. Withdrawal symptoms. I just need the music box a minute. You don't need to turn your head away. Shh. He's gone to sleep. It got dark and he's simply... no matter. And that's the sound of Cheep Cheep snoring. When Nate and the others lived here, Nate often made intimations that were to do with the bed. I don't know why, but I know Mother wasn't happy about it. She moved him to a guarded guest room at the other end, and Cheep Cheep was ordered never to leave my side. Pearls, precious stones, sparkling earrings, and all the stuff I have to wear at official functions. If it were up to Mother, I would have trunkfuls of this stuff. She just can't understand why Pa and I aren't into this sort of thing. Let's go. As expected, my parents are in the throne room ruling the lands. Swords of all the idiots who have tried to conquer the earth. It's become less frequent over the last few centuries. It's said that a ruler in the north wanted to build himself a throne out of all the swords of conquered enemies. Unfortunately, he died after only conquering one enemy, when he refused to heed all the warnings and sat on the throne. This flower clearly is one of the more... It comes from a country in the deep south beyond... It's said that the flower of this plant used to be sent as a declaration of war, or if one wanted to deprive someone of all sense. Why do so many people hate this flower? Now that explains why this flower's classified. What have we got here then? Aha! Ah! Almanac of Elf Medicine. That's what I've been looking for.
Ow! Be careful, if you please.
A speaking book?
An ill elf?
Ill elf? So I look ill. What's wrong with me?
Take it easy, young one thing at a time.
Young one. I'm older than you.
And you look it, too.
I do?
No, of course not, and I can also see no illness. But the mere fact that I've been fished out from the back of the shelf for the first time in centuries tells me that something is wrong.
I haven't been feeling too well recently. I'm sleeping badly and have no appetite. I know that elves are very seldom ill, but if it's not that, then it must be some kind of magic or curse.
Seldom ill does not actually mean never. Elves can, for instance, suffer from a broken heart.
Oh, please.
It is one of the most common causes of death amongst beautiful princesses.
Oh, it must be something else.
Sensitive elves can sometimes suffer from the pains of the world. There are a variety of ear infections, and of course it could also be lupus. But
Like what?
to be completely certain,
Are you serious?
very.
Are you actually qualified to make a diagnosis? And why can you talk?
I am a magical medicine book.
I've never encountered a talking book.
Of course not. I am the only talk. In the magical library in Seastone, all books can talk.
You were probably given to us by someone from Seastone, right?
Right. I was a complete idiot and actually volunteered. As I am a book about elf medicine, I didn't get much to do in Seastone. I thought to myself, hey, this is your chance to get some practical experience. Wrong.
Yeah, we elves don't get ill much.
And more than that, you don't actually have much time for books. This is the center of the elven kingdom, and just look at how paltry this library is.
We don't have much use for books. We sing songs about times past, and many of us were there at the time.
Then that's probably also the reason why so many...
What do you mean?
Allow me to elucidate. Over the years, the songs you elves sing will be changed and adapted, a little here, a little there. This editorial process is nothing more than refined elvish propaganda, presenting them as intelligent and morally impeccable. And who can prove otherwise? There are no other witnesses and there are no books.
I demand to know this instant what's...
Sometimes it's better not to know.
I can take it.
A placebo only works when one doesn't know that it is a placebo. Make the potion and then come back and drink it. Then we'll be...
And if it's lupus?
Have you been bitten by a wolf of late?
No.
Then it can't be lupus. No, I'm pretty sure it's something else. Now, that potion?
All right, this potion. What goes in it?
It is very easy to make. You need to pound together the green fruit of a metis bush, a spoonful of honey and a red herring, and then mix with water into a viscous potion.
Oh, that sounds revolting.
It's medicine. It isn't supposed to taste nice.
And if I drink it, I'll be well again?
We will then at least know what is wrong with you.
This metis bush, where can I find one?
Haven't a clue. I'm just a book and have spent years sandwiched between dusty hymnals and a tome of revolting recipes.
A red herring. Are you serious?
Of course, why not? Red herrings are known all over the land as their uses in the areas of medicine, cuisine, and literature are too numerous to mention.
All right, so I've got a red herring. What are the potion's ingredients again?
The green fruit of a metis bush, a spoonful of honey, and a red herring. You have to put everything into a bowl with a bit of water and pound it until it forms a viscous potion.
What are the potion's ingredients again?
The green fruit of a metis bush, a spoon. You have to put everything into a bowl with a bit of water and pound it until it forms a viscous potion.
What are the potion's ingredients again?
The green fruit of a metis bush, a spoonful of honey, and a red herring. You have to put...
Thank you. I think that's all for now.
Normally, it's me that ends patient consultations. You are only a princess, but I am a doctor.
A few years ago, this dragon was causing a whole lot of grief. A bounty was put on its head. 40 brave warriors penetrated its lair and slew it. They brought the head to the palace where it was displayed in triumph. The strange thing was that a bit later more adventurers came carrying an identical head. Then more and more heroes arrived. A great example of the variety of our world's fauna. Some of the ideas Mother Nature has can be quite off the wall. Sometimes it's difficult to believe that some creatures in our world have developed naturally. They look as if some bored artist has dreamt them up. The Biggest Plant Book of Avantasia by Charles Mendel with illustrations by Alexander Bonpland. If I want to know something about plants, I can just ask. He knows everything about plants. A present from one of the North. Strange folk up there. The men climb mountains and shout foul-mouthed things in dragon's language at the dragons. I think it's some kind of test of courage. There's a selection of cubes here. For a while, it was all the rage at official state visits to give geometric presents. Each cube is significant and comes from a different country. Helmets with horns. Cool. Several books about animals, an atlas, a book about humans, and what's this? Fishing for the moderately talented. Perhaps there are a few practical hints and tips in the fishing book. A lucrative season with a successful technique doesn't just depend on the type and quality of your tackle, but also on a really good spot. It doesn't matter whether you jig, dip, toddle or feed. Wobblers, twisters, spinners, blinkers, poppers, jigs, jerks and live bait must be presented in the most enticing ways possible. I haven't the faintest idea what all that means. I presume my fishing talents are not quite advanced enough to enable me to use this book. Goldsmithing, masonry and like all books in this library, it's a guest present. Those elves, they have so many beautiful statues and items of wood, they'll be really interested in. What they don't realise, though, is that if we're interested in a subject, then we'll already know pretty much all there is to know about the matter. Working with wood. There's a master whittler down in the valley. He carves animal figures so real that humans and dwarfs believe that they are actually animals. This one's more about interiors, making furniture and the like. Plane the wood down by a pixie's thumb and saw the board into 2 equal length pieces. Who knows what that might be good for? There's only a little water left in the bird bath. I, however, think that the constant need to replenish the water is more down to his unbridled joyous splashing. That's a weeping willow. It appears to be so content it looks anything but sad. The willow is stretching its branches up high into the... One part of the waterfall's already lying in its shadow. If it continues to grow like... The spring brook emerges up there. It's still small here, but it becomes one of the largest and most important rivers. As suspected, there are red herrings swimming in the pond. But they always come back to their homeland to breed. They're the only known fish variety that can... There are reeds and water lilies growing in the pond. Naturally, they were planted. I can't think of any use for a water lily, but a reed could... That's a weeping willow. A fairly small, unattractive tree.
Huh! I'd like to see how attractive you'd look if someone disturbed you on the pot in the morning.
You mean...
Anyway, what could I do for you, my little beauty?
The garden always looks fantastic, Arbor.
Thank you. It's a girt load of work. People always think elf gardens are fabulous by their very nature. But you need a mighty good garden.
You have got green fingers.
Ah, that's just moss, me dear. Happens if you spend all day grubbing around in the earth and don't wash your hands properly in the evenings.
You tree shepherds do a great job.
The trees just stand there. What do they need a shepherd? However, I quite fancy one of those shepherd dogs. Hey, Rex, do you want to be my shepherd dog? Nah, my darling, I'm a gardener. Nothing more, nothing less.
Mother put me on a diet this morning so that I'll look perfect for my wedding.
Oh, everything has to be perfect for her. Or rather, everything is perfect if you just let nature run its course.
You tell that to Mother.
I have, many times. She'd be very clever in some things, but very daft concerning that.
Now then, she is the queen.
I'm old enough to be able to call a spade a spade. Spade, gardener, get it?
What are you up to today then?
Oh, the usual. You know, it never rains in the Elfborough, but the flowers need their water, so I water them every day.
Ah, the curse of good weather.
The weather isn't the only thing which isn't right. I've been here 30 years.
Time passes differently in the Elfborough.
Well, that's why everyone grows to be ancient here, obviously. But if we had a bit of normal weather and the usual
You and Father, you get along well, don't you?
Ah, no one understands more about nature than him, that's for sure. But I don't often ask him for help. Thinking has never got a field dug, if you get my drift.
He's just more of a theorist.
Ah, the mud on your feet, the smell of fresh earth, all that joy and life.
I have to get on.
Yep, got a bit to do myself. I just don't know what's wrong with that plant. Your mother got a whole heap of flowers given to her the other day from a fairy delegation. All of them took good and strong, just not that one.
Perhaps it needs a special type of...
Well, anything's possible. If I don't think of something soon, I'll have to ask your father. He can have a little chat with her and she might...
if you're going in, it'd be nice if you didn't tell my mum.
Oh, you playing hooky again? My lips are sealed.